what the most important relationship you can have in your life is? Okay, I'll help you out. It's not with your friends, it's not with your siblings, not with your parents, it's not even with your significant other. It's the relationship you have with yourself. Yes, because if you don't love yourself, how in the hell can you expect anybody else to? Shout out to RuPaul. But welcome back. It's Jay here, the friend that's gonna help you get your mental together and show you how to find and protect your peace in these untherapized streets, child, because it's crazy out here. Audacity is at an all-time high. So for years, I had a rocky relationship with myself. You know, I was overweight as a teenager. I always felt like I was different and that very few people really understood me. And I attributed that to mean that something was wrong with me. Child, I thought something was wrong with me. So what did I do? I tried not to make too many waves. I did what my mama and everybody asked me to do or expected me to do. But whenever I had those few moments where I would take the mask off and want to really express myself, something would happen and stop me dead in my tracks and tell me to chill. Why are you being weird? Why do you like that? What are you doing? You don't really want this. And so by doing all of that people pleasing and sitting on the sidelines, I would see friends and family and other loved ones, and they would grow into what would be considered their unapologetic self. And I used to be so jealous. But, and whatever that may look like, I used to just be so jealous. And it took me to go to therapy to realize that I had a terrible relationship with myself. Because while I would be quick to praise others for their accomplishments, I would kind of downplay my own and didn't realize how dope of an individual that I was. And it didn't take me till I was in my 30s, y'all. That's a damn shame. It took a long time to get here, but I'm gonna share with you how I did it because I love me some me. And if I can help someone else go from where I was to where I am now and how I feel about me, it's definitely worth sharing. First off, I'm always gonna say it, therapy. I knew I was unhappy. I knew I was at my wit's end and I could no longer see any positives in my life. And the one small piece of me that was girl, go to therapy and get this shit figured out is what saved me. So now going through therapy is hard. It's challenging. It's work. However, you know how they say trust the process? No, for real, you need to trust the process. But you literally get to tell someone everything that's going on in your mind with no judgment. And their job is literally to help you make sense of it all. It's like a win-win. It's a win-win. There's no bias. It's just me, my thoughts, and a trained professional to kind of help me sort out, all of these feelings and thoughts that I have going on in my head. And honestly, just like I feel like everyone's oh, you need to have a PCP, everyone should have a therapist. But anywho, therapy helped me set boundaries with everyone, as well as take a closer look into what I want, what I would like, what I needed, and what my happy life looks like. Because think about it, have you ever thought what your happy life looks like? Therapy also helped me realize what I have overcome and how to appreciate all that I am and what makes me unique and dope in my own way. My therapist never missed an opportunity to call me out if I had some type of accomplishment that I failed to recognize. And I learned to start praising myself no matter what I did, because sometimes especially dealing with depression, sometimes getting out of bed each day can be a feat in itself, and that deserves to be celebrated. So once I was on that track, baby, I've been going ever since. I learned to love who I am, be proud of that. And now the boundaries part, now it wasn't easy, but let me tell you something here. Having those boundaries set is the ultimate life hack. Because, once you do that, what they say, the girls that get it stick around and the girls that don't see themselves right out. It's tough. And honestly, sticking to those boundaries is literally tougher than anything else that I have had to go through. Because we tend to place quantity over quality when it comes to relationships and friendships and associations in general. So by placing boundaries, I was able to decipher who's really Team J and who wasn't, or who was Team J, but the feeling wasn't entirely mutual on J's part, and that's no shade, it's just reality. So one thing about me, I'm more positive minded, but your girl is a realist. Let's be honest, your girl is a realist. I know I'm not for everybody and everybody isn't for me, and that's okay. Understood and respected. Just don't play with me. But what I have learned is by having the right ones in your circle, even when you are at your lowest, they'll still be there rooting for you and will literally be your biggest supporters. And the feeling's gonna be mutual because you would do the same for them. Those type of relationships that pour into each other are absolutely crucial, especially in our big age. So when you may dealing with your own mental health issues or just life in general, find your tribe. For real. real, hold them tight and take care of each other. And just remember, because they're family doesn't mean that they give an extra treatment. You know, just because in my opinion, yes, blood is thicker than water, but I hold blood to a higher standard because we're family, because we're blood. So there's that. I said what I said, argue with someone that loves you. So yes, set your boundaries and what you will and won't accept. You know, you kind of have to teach people how to treat you. So go on and train them up. Also in my journey of like falling in love with myself, I did some soul searching and was like, you know, Jessica, what do you like? What don't you like? You know, what are my true dreams? And I'm not gonna lie, it took me a little while to figure these things out. It took me a minute, but believe it or not, the things that I thought I liked and enjoyed, I sat back and realized that someone else had influenced those choices because I was doing what? People pleasing. Your girl was people pleasing. I've said this multiple times. I'm a work in progress, not completed. But honestly, the more in tune that I am with myself, the more that I'm actually learning about me. So like, for example, who would have actually thought that I was actually crafty? Like those that knew me when I was younger was like, wait, she's crafty? I was never good at arts and crafts. Like that's something that we did not do at home. You know, I read books and I played video games every now and then, but at the age of 30 and some change, I can't use scissors correctly to save my life. But anyways, so I just always assumed that I couldn't do crafts like that. However, fast forward to last year, we were getting married. I'm making bouquets, I'm making signs, I'm making invitations. Like, girl, what? I don't care what anyone says. I did that. No, but for real, I had to literally like sit back and ask myself, you know, what does my ideal life look like? And so once I asked myself that question, I made a list. And then I was like, okay, how do I get here? I'm literally looking at life like a video game at this point. I'm like, okay, my mission is to accomplish things on this list, these tasks. What do I need to do to get there? And sometimes I'll go on a mission and realize I don't want this, I don't like that, abort mission. And then I pivot because literally, who says I can't? You know, I read something somewhere. Okay, let me stop lying. I watched it on TikTok. But someone was like, if you want to wake up and say, I want to be this person, why can't you just wake up and be that person if that's who you feel like you are? And that's kind of like the mantra, the whole ideology that I adopted. Like, who can't tell me I want to wake up and I want to be this person? Because if I feel like this is who I am, this is who I am. Like, for real, who's going to check me? I literally decided I was going to be this person because I know who I am, at least in this moment, because things change. And I'm gonna say it with my chest, and I'm gonna be that girl. So I'm telling y'all, I'm having a blast, like literally being my best friend and finding out about myself. So you should definitely try it. You know, those moments where I'm kind of feeling down and low, sometimes I need a staff meeting. You know, with me, my depression, my anxiety, and then, you know, I have like my little inner Beyonce and my little Cardi B. And, you know, we have to have a staff meeting and have a moment and get it together. Now, I may cry, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna put my big girl panties on and I'm gonna handle what needs to be handled because adulting. So I have a question for you. How do you talk to yourself? No, seriously, how do you treat yourself when you mess up? When you break something, have a stressful day? What do you do? Me, you know, personally, I used to talk down to myself all the time and like get upset when things were going my way. Like I used to talk to myself like a dog. Even if it was something I couldn't control. Crazy, right? Like I used to call myself stupid or dumb for messing something up. If I stumbled or tumbled over my words, I would beat myself up for over any and every little thing. But I ended up turning that around because how can I have these boundaries set for others to treat me when I wasn't even treating myself with the same respect that I was demanding? You know, make it make sense. I started giving myself some grace. You know, if I made a mistake at work, if I forgot a birthday, missed an important text because I could be up at 8:59 and 8:59:01, I'll be asleep. Welcome to 30 plus some change. It's okay. You know, does the world stop when something bad happens? No, it keeps going, right? It only stops for Beyonce, but it keeps going, right? So should you. So every morning I start with affirmations and I speak positivity into myself. You know, I'm a firm believer of manifestation, and I can't want more for myself when I think less of myself. So something had to change, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Every now and then I may slip up. You know, I might feel like cursing someone out. You know, hell, even myself, because sometimes I be tripping. I ain't gonna lie. But remember, this is a journey. I'm a work in progress, not a work completed. Got it? Good. But by setting some boundaries, doing some soul searching, and speaking positivity into myself, you and those definitely around you, it's gonna cause a shift. You know, for me, I see the world in a brighter light. You know, I can see clearly. You ain't gonna get it for free. But I have my cloudy days. You know, I have my bad days, my bad times. But with my tribe and my support system, I feel like I can get through anything. So remember, the relationship that you set with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship that you have. When you love yourself, there's a special glow, aura, energy, and it's gonna attract others to you. You know, they're gonna wanna be on whatever you're on. And if they abide by those boundaries and treat you the way that you should be treated, even better. So tell me, did any of this help? Are we gonna start speaking more positivity into ourselves? Let me know. And if this is your first, second, or third time here and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Because we're friends right now. So subscribe and stay in the conversation. You know, we're getting our mental together over here. So until next time, like I always say, protect your peace in these untherapized streets because audacity is at an all-time high. And I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves and be well, y'all.